And ho, ho, ho to you, everyone. Welcome to the January 31st edition of Disney Park Talk Live. We're here at the palatial LP headquarters. We still have all our Christmas decorations up. We are joined today. Hold on, my wife is texting me, even though she knows I'm in the middle of a show. We are joined today, but she's traveling. We are joined today by me, Doobie Mosley. I am the co-founder of Laughing Place and the regular co-host of this show. The other co-host, my wife Rebecca, is not here because she just sent me a message from the tarmac of Salt Lake City Airport, where she is being bussed to her airplane, and then she will be returning here to Northern California. You don't care about all that. So instead, we have no one, but we do have a regular contributor, Mike Celestino, down there. He's head of Star Wars and Southern California content for Laughing Place. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. And then Jeremiah, our normal East Coast correspondent, is also not here, and we do have a replacement for him. So that would be that guy over there. His name is Michael Mack. We just call him Mac. How you doing, Mac?
Uday.
Uday, yes. And Mike and Mac, have you guys met each other before? You guys know each other?
Yeah, just several hundred times.
Okay, just want to make sure.
It's like Mike, Mac, and I have been working together for like 5 years now.
Long predating LP. Merry Christmas to you too, Nikki B. Yeah, never too late. Never too late. So before we get started, we have to give a big congratulations to Michael Mack. He is a Cincinnati Bengals fan for some strange reason, and he could not be happier wearing his Ocho. Is that a Ocho Cinco shirt or a Chad Johnson shirt?
It's neither. It's actually a Tyler Eifert jersey. I do have both Chad Johnson and Chad Ochocinco in my closet, though.
Do you only wear 85? You won't wear another numbered jersey or something?
No, I have several others as well.
Okay. And he is happy. The Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl. That is his team. Mike Celestino, what is your team?
I'm a muggle.
We would like to remind you that we are live. So if you have any questions or any comments about the stuff we're going to be talking about today, or if there's something you'd like us to talk about, or like some advice on anything regarding Disney parks or Universal or SeaWorld or anything like that, we're here to help. But let's get started with our top story today, and it is a biggie as we have new concept art for the Peppa Pig theme park coming to the Legoland Resort. This is the Muddy Puddle. Oh man, I have notes. I'm so much better at this when Rebecca's here to do all the hard work. This park opens on February 24th, and this is the Muddy
of this
Puddle.
year.
Yeah, it's less than a month away.
Why do we need concept art? Isn't
That's
it
an
built
excellent question
by now?
We've got concept art, all right. So maybe it's not concept art. Maybe this is a picture.
Maybe.
No. So this is the Muddy Puddle splash pad. Of course, Muddy Puddles, as we all know, is an important part of Peppa Pig. And so I'm just so looking forward to this opening. Okay, let's move on. How excited are you? So you covering East Coast, Mac, it's possible you will get this assignment for Laughing Place. Does that excite you?
I mean, I'm always excited to get out and experience, any new thing that opens in a theme park. So yeah, why not?
All right. Are you familiar with Peppa Pig?
I am familiar with Peppa Pig more as a meme than anything else. So,
you childless people. My son went through such a Peppa Pig phase. He was walking around saying Zed, because she's British. All right, let's get to some Disney news, which is not nearly as important. Mike and I talked about this a little bit on the last Star Wars Who's the Boss show, but now we've got Mac here, and we're going to talk about it some more. So the Galactic Star Cruiser is getting closer to opening at Walt Disney World, and they've released some, some deck plans and some activities via the Disney Parks Play app. Have you had a chance to? I know Mike has looked at this. Have you had a chance to look at some of this, Mac?
Yeah, I looked through it a little bit. It's very interesting.
Why so?
I don't know why I didn't think about it this way, but I find it kind of funny that they are like treating it like a cruise. Like you look at this itinerary and it's very much just a normal cruise itinerary, and it's funny to look at it that way.
Yeah, that's well. I know it's weird. They call it the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. So looking at the activities and the deck plan, does this get you more excited, less excited for what's to come?
I don't know that it changes anything for me. I mean, this is one of those things that's like maybe I get lucky enough 10 years from now to experience it. But yeah, it's definitely looks fun. I'm very intrigued to see the response to everything once we get it open and going.
One more question for you, Mac, since we were talking about this just before the show and they're a comparable price point. Star Cruiser or Super Bowl, which would you pick?
This year, the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Even though, 75% chance you're going to lose.
I have a Mike C fun fact for you.
Oh, go for it.
I was at the winning game of the 1996 World Series when the Yankees won for the first time in a while. My dad took me to the World Series, and I happened to be there for the one where they clinched it.
That's
awesome. I'm not a sports person, as you guys know.
Mac, have you ever been to the clinching game of a World Series?
No, I tried to go to one playoff game, and it got rained out, and that was it. So.
In 2002, we decided to start following the Angels. Also happened to be the year the Angels decided to win a World Series. So yeah, we were at all the home playoff games that year, including Game 7 of the World Series. It was
nice.
Quite a year. Mike, I know we talked about this. What are your thoughts on the Galactic Star Cruiser and what's come out thus far?
It's really tough to say because it does feel like it's the kind of thing that you have to experience it before you can judge it, and yet it costs so much that there's no way to really do, like, you have to kind of take it on faith. The people who are booking it already are taking it on faith that they're going to enjoy it, or they're going so that they can complain about it and make money on YouTube afterwards, I guess. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm very curious to see what it's like. I'm very curious to hear people's responses, and I'm very curious to hopefully see it for myself.
Do you even think there's anything they could have put on this itinerary? Because that's all we got to this point, is an itinerary and a deck plan. Is there anything that they could have put on there that would have made you go, wow, now I'm excited?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh boy, what would have made me really excited? I remember when they first announced, not the Galactic Star Cruiser, but when they first announced Galaxy's Edge, I was talking with my friends and I was like, because they really didn't say anything about what was going to be in it. When they first revealed that they were making a Star Wars themed land, I was asking my friends, like, what would you put in a Star Wars themed land? If you blue sky or whatever. And I think one of the things was actually playing Sabacc. So that we know that that's part of the Galactic Star Cruiser experience. Yeah. Is that worth the money that you pay to go for 3 days or whatever? I don't know.
Money comes and goes, but memories last forever, man.
Yeah. Well, I saw some tweets of people who did it, I think this past weekend. I think they had a bunch of cast members there, and Josh D'Amaro was among the first to experience the Galactic Star Cruiser. And I don't know. I didn't get really like a positive or negative, but it was fun to hear like these little tidbits of what people were up to. Like Sabacc was one of them. Like somebody, I think Brandon Clayla or whatever on Twitter saying that his girlfriend was playing Sabacc against Josh D'Amaro in the cantina there. So I don't know.
For those that don't know, Mac is our Marvel guy here at Disney, which means definitionally he hates Star Wars. But putting that aside, and putting the money aside, because obviously this is so expensive that I know what LP pays you. You're not going on this soon. But putting the cost aside, is this something that even excites you? What is your feel? What is your expectation for the Galactic Star Cruiser?
It definitely excites me. I like the idea of moving to a more immersive experience like this. My expectation, though, is that not so many people, at least not right away, are going to be on board with this completely immersive concept. They're going to look at this as another hotel and want to experience the rest of Walt Disney World. That's just my guess. We'll see. I do think they can obviously, they've proven for such a long time that they can create amazing experiences like this that, will catch on and hopefully start a new craze, because that's best case scenario for me.
And that would be because your ideal Marvel Star Cruiser experience would take place where?
See, this is me and Mike. See, I want to talk about the differences of Marvel and Star Wars at length because
Yeah.
Star Wars.
There's gonna be a crossover episode of Who's the Boss
Yeah.
and Zacks of Life at some point where we
That is a great idea.
compare and contrast. Yeah.
Because Star Wars, has created this amazing galaxy, and Marvel is billed as the world outside your window. So if you're going to create an experience like this, you're in New York. So you got a nice New York hotel, which, you have over, ironically, in Paris now. So, yeah, it's difficult to create this kind of experience for Marvel, I think.
Fair enough. I won't challenge you on that. My Marvel knowledge, as we know, is quite extensive, and I could challenge you on that, but I won't.
I mean, you could go to Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that, but then that feels very similar to the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Okay, that is the extent of my Marvel knowledge. So you know that already. And also, there have been some new signs put around Walt Disney Resort letting you know how to get to the Galactic Star Cruiser. Here we have a bus stop sign, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Resort at stop number 18 at the Magic Kingdom. I believe this is. I'm not so sure. No, this is Disney Springs, actually. And it does very emphatically say underneath guests only. So I'm not 100% sure, but my guess is you're not going to be able to just hang around the Galaxy Star Cruiser to go in there, buy a little bit of merchandise and check it out. You probably have to be a guest to get on board.
Yeah, I was thinking it's kind of funny that this is really maybe the first hotel ever anywhere where you're not allowed to have visitors. Like no one can come and visit you while you're staying at this hotel. Can you get pizza delivered? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That is really interesting. So, like, if you're coming from California and you're going to stay at the Galactic Star Cruiser, and you have friends here in Orlando, you can't see them
before or after.
Yeah,
or I'll meet you in the park, I guess, on the day that you land on Batuu.
Because it's a cruise. I mean,
yeah,
it is a cruise.
Fair.
It's only a couple of days, so you can. Jeez. Okay.
Kyle's doing it.
Kyle, I'm gonna save that one for the end when we do fun or just fact. Okay?
Is fun or just fact a part of every Laughing Plays live stream now, or is
as long as we get enough comments for it? Yeah.
Okay.
It started on Parks Talk Live actually before DTF, if I recall.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to flip things around a bit since we're talking about Marvel and we have Mac here. I'm just going to give the floor to you, Mac. Go.
Well, we can see the well, that's just concept art there, but we can see the Novacore Xandarian Star Blaster ship out in front of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind now, which progressed really quickly. I all of a sudden, one day we saw like just sort of the cockpit of the ship up there, and then the next day it seemed like it was completely done. So they knocked that out really quick.
Mac, I have a question for you about this.
Yeah.
Is the Star Blaster a ship that existed in Marvel Comics prior to the movie, or did James Gunn make up that name?
So I've seen this design before. I am not familiar with. It's funny because this is another thing with Star Wars. I've heard you talk about like the classes of ships and stuff. That's not a thing that I am super familiar with in the Marvel universe. But I've seen something similar to this. So I'm sure it was inspired by the comics, but put a little twist on it.
Here's an interesting question from a Huberman project. You think we'll see Rocket Raccoon and Groot at Epcot as a part of meet and greets once this all happens?
That's an awesome idea. I mean, we've seen those characters meet before. Well, has there been a Rocket meet and greet? I know there's the animatronic in Mission Breakout.
Sometimes you'll see a squirrel running across the park, but I don't think
that's true. Yeah, I don't suggest trying to meet and greet with them, though. That's probably not a good idea. They're fantastic characters to do something like that with, so I think that would be a really good idea.
How excited are you about this attraction, Mac?
I'm definitely very excited about it. Hearing, who was it? Benji and Jeremiah, I think, got a chance to look inside the building, and they were just, in awe of the scale of this attraction. So I'm definitely really looking forward to it. It's not even, obviously there's the Marvel aspect of it, but I think just getting another huge attraction like this in Epcot is the more exciting part of this to me.
as a theme park historian and expert, Mac, does it bother you at all to have this at Epcot?
No, not at all.
You're wrong.
I get it. I hear that school of thought, but I'm not part of it.
Okay, fair enough. You, Michael, IP is a great thing. Mac has joined us on the show today. Do you have any comments about this attraction, Mike, that you'd like to share?
We are planning a trip to Orlando, probably in August, mainly just to go on that attraction,
Wow.
but also to see the stuff I haven't seen around Universal and stuff.
When is it
Might I
expected to
suggest pushing that trip back a month, just for Halloween purposes?
That would probably be a good idea.
Are we going to go to Halloween Horror Nights again this year?
Me, yes, guaranteed 100%.
No, me with you.
Oh yeah, if you're coming to Orlando, then yes, definitely.
This is now an annual thing for me. I have to do Horror Nights.
I actually really want to do it with you guys because I've been wanting to see Orlando's Halloween stuff and I never have. So maybe this is the year. We'll see how it goes.
Right. Next up, we have the Flower and Garden Festival coming on March 2nd. Man, Festival of the Arts is still going on now, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll take about a weekend off, and then it'll be time for Flower and Garden. But it's festival all the time. I'm really liking this concept art they put out. This is really pretty. March 2nd through July 4th. There's some new stuff this year that they'll be doing. There's the entrance topiary is going to be themed to the 50th anniversary, which is no surprise, but it'll be a new look for it, which is great. They're going to be doing a new set, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs topiary, which, is the best character they've ever created. So happy to hear that. And then the thing I'm really looking forward to is the Scentsy Fragrance Garden, where they're going to have, I think it was 4 different types of scents around where you'll walk around and enjoy them, sponsored by the company Scentsy. So that's really exciting for me because as we all know, I am the official influencer for Bath and Body Works. So I love my scents. And of course, the Butterfly Garden will be back this year. So Flower and Garden promises to be, and it's not even called the Taste of Flower and Garden. It's going to be the big thing, the whole thing. So that's very exciting, coming March 2nd. Matt, what's your favorite of the festivals?
It's actually Festival of the Arts. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how it works out, but they happen to have our favorite food and beverage options every year, beating out food and wine. So yeah, we've always really liked Festival of the Arts.
Cool. Mike, do you care for flowers at all? Do you have plants in your house?
We don't have we have a couple plants in the house, but they're mostly out in the garden. We have a little garden outside our apartment that my wife tends to.
Aww.
I was going to ask, do you have room for plants in your house with all?
No, it's mostly plastic.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the Flower and Garden. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
It's tough to have plants with cats. I was gonna add.
That's a good point.
Cats love chewing on plants, and
disgusting. Moon Knight Adventures. I'll put this up for Mac. I'm not even sure if question is a good question, but
well, I will be going to Avengers Campus later this week, so I can report back on that. But I'll
be shocked if we don't get a Moon Knight at Avengers Campus.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm very interested about this show and how, I don't want to go too off topic, but how violent they're willing to get with this show and how that translates into the park if we do see a Moon Knight character. Be really interested to see that.
Maybe they're going to do a Moon Knight house for the part of their Mickey's Halloween treat kind of thing.
That could be terrifying.
I am reading the early Moon Knight comics, and I don't know if this is still part of the canon, but he originally got his powers from a werewolf.
Yeah, werewolves are a big part of Moon Knight's backstory. But I've actually never gone back and read I've read some of the original, like 3 or 4, but I have a hard time going back that far with comics. It's difficult to read sometimes.
It's such a different style. It's so wordy. Like they just over-explain everything.
Exactly.
Love to hear comic guys talking to each other.
No, I just know exactly what you mean. It's such a weird shift that happened. Like they just learned efficiency of words
Yes.
by now.
Yeah, and every
50 years
issue
later.
they would treat it as if you have never heard of this character before, so they have to explain
Yeah,
every detail. Yeah, it's
So,
tough.
so Mac, as a theme park historian and an aficionado and expert, and if you were heard here tomorrow, Disney announced that we're going to take our Fox characters and our Marvel comics and all that, and we're going to do a bona fide scary Halloween event in DCA every year that lasts a month. What would your reaction be to that?
100% on board for that. I've been wanting Disney to do something like that. Like, you know, obviously you're not going to put something like that in Magic Kingdom, but Hollywood Studios, you had the alien scene in the Great Movie Ride. You've gone into some horror a little bit before. I would love to see something like that.
All right. Mac is 0 for 2. All right, moving right along. Fun stuff coming back. First of all, got to put up our CEO's comment. Go Rams!
Who dey?
But I'm rooting for the Bengals too. Rams have do the Rams have a Super Bowl win? No, they don't.
Yes, they do. I think 2000.
Who'd they beat?
The Titans.
Oh, geez. Oh, of course, the Kurt Warner years. I'm thinking way back to Kurt Warner. Okay, so go Bengals. It's time for the Bengals to get one. You say Bengals or Bengals?
Bengals?
Some people say Bengals. When I was a kid, I said Bengals. This is irrelevant. Have you heard of the Bengals, Mike Celestino?
Yes, walk like an Egyptian. My favorite.
Who was it? I think Fox Sports tweeted, or maybe it was Fox News. They tweeted, "Yeah, the Bengals spelled that way."
Okay, moving on to February 11th is when some fun stuff is coming to the Magic Kingdom. Are you familiar with this stuff, Mac? What's coming?
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on. They dropped like 4 or 5 different announcements of things coming back to the Magic Kingdom all at once. Yeah, I've never seen this before, so this is and I'm sorry, I don't know the official name off the top of my head, but
it is the Frontierland Hoedown.
Yeah. I'm excited to check that out. That's something I've never seen before.
Really, it's interactive. Will you get out there and dance?
Even if I tried, I don't think people would rule it as dancing, but.
So that's coming. That's a returning thing on February 11th, and then also come February 11th is something new: the Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade, featuring this collection. I mean, is that Pocahontas? When's the last time you've seen Pocahontas come up in something new?
Yeah.
So nice. So Mike, I know you're very picky among characters, especially being an animation historian. Looking at this group of characters, which is your favorite?
Well, I really like the 3 Caballeros. So I'll say those guys. Well, where's Donald? They didn't include Donald. It's just
this is the 2 Caballeros.
Jose and Pedro. What's his name? What's the other guy?
Is it Pietro?
Pedro, I thought. I don't know.
Steve?
Pete?
Help us out, Kyle. Benji. You guys serve a purpose. How about you, Mac? Who's your favorite among this group?
I mean, it's a really tough choice between Incredibles and Aladdin.
Panchito. There we go.
Oh.
I had Jose. I had the P.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 people who do our job better than we do. Thank you very much. I like Moana, or maybe Merida. Got to be a princess. Those are both great princesses. And then, of course, Festival of the Fantasies has been already announced as coming back March 9th. New Castle Show, Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair coming February 25th. So, basically by spring break, this park is 100% back for the first time since everything happened basically 2 years ago, March. So that's darn exciting, don't you think, Mac?
Yeah, I'm getting that entertainment back in the parks. It's going to feel whole now. Like it feels like everything is back to the way it should be.
Uh-oh. Benji said breaking news, which half the time is true and half the time is him being dumb. Good point, Gio. No train yet. No train yet. And this is one of those times where it's him being dumb. Galactic Star Cruiser, going back to Galactic Star Cruiser, do you think they should, first of all, should they incorporate like Christmas? But certainly Life Day. You would, if you went on Life Day, Mike, you would expect something special, right?
Well, yeah, but I would expect that going to Galaxy's Edge as well, and they haven't done that yet, except for merchandise, which they did this year. But they don't decorate yet in Batu and Black Spire Outpost for Life Day, which I would like to see.
All right, great question there. And again, our breaking news is Tom Jerry said he still has not made a decision on
Tom Jerry.
Did I say Tom Jerry?
Let's say he is the goat, so you went to animals, so you got the cat and mouse, and I got
impressed. Mike knew that was a mistake, though.
Well, I read the caption that you had the comment up on the screen.
Okay, I'm no longer impressed. Coming back to Florida for the second time this year, and Mike must be excited because coming for the first time to the Disneyland Resort is Celebrate Soulfully for Black History Month, which starts tomorrow.
Well, I don't think it's the first time because I've covered that at Disneyland Resort. Right?
They did say it was the debut at Disneyland, so
maybe you just covered. I'm going to shut up.
Wait, is this a gospel? It's like a gospel thing?
This is not the gospel fest.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Sorry.
This is different.
There is a musical group. I forget the whole name, but it's like a gospel group. Maybe they've been there before, but now it's part of the whole Celebrate
Gospel is what it's called, as according to Kyle Burbank.
So you're now celebrating Soulfully, which is likely a distinction without a difference, but I'm not sure. But you will go check this out, and you will tell us if it's different. Have you seen this before at Disney Springs, Mac?
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly added menus to some restaurants and some really cool artwork put up in some places. Not something that you would really even notice that stands out all that much if you weren't somebody who was there at 7 a.m. like 4 times a week. Yeah, but it's cool. It's a nice anytime you get added food and drink options. That's always fun.
I am going to ask. Oh no, I can't ask Mike this question because he doesn't eat anything. So I'll ask Mac this question: your favorite soul food item?
Oh man, wow, that's tough because Art Smith's Homecoming is my favorite restaurant anywhere in the world. So
are you serious?
I just take that menu. Like it's just that the whole thing. Their fried chicken is the best.
So I saw it's coming to MCO and how excited you were. That is literally your favorite restaurant in the world?
Yeah, I mean, there's some great ones on Disney property, but that's still my favorite.
Wow. And I'm with Kyle. Mine is mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is definitely a solid answer.
Yes, mac and cheese. Better have some good mac and cheese before March 17th. Okay, let's take a little left turn towards non-Disney theme parks. And I know Mac is a huge...
Just had to make sure.
Huge Universal Studios fan. So do you want to tell us about the tribute store that they've just opened there?
Yeah, and it's not the Mardi Gras tribute store. That hasn't opened up yet, but we have the new Universal Monsters tribute store, which took the place of the gift shop from the Revenge of the Mummy attraction, which is currently closed for refurbishment. And they knocked it out of the park with this store. It is really, really awesome. You have these sculptures of all of the classic monsters, and some of these have been in Universal Studios prior. They were in some of the other gift shops, but then there are some new ones that I have never seen before, and that was really cool to see. They also are playing music from the classic movies as well as just sound effects. They did a really awesome job. It's like walking into a haunted house without the actual scares.
Oh, cool. Benji's asking, is that the old King Kong store?
It's the same location, so yeah. I don't know what the layout was like with the attraction and the gift shop at that point, but I would assume it was the same.
Cool. And we have a video also of this on our YouTube channel. Go check that out. You could probably get to hear some of the cool music Mac was just talking about. So there's that. And then also in Universal Studios news, apparently some little tiny theme park that certain people are very excited about is going to be opening summer of 2025, Mac.
Yeah, my question is before or after Tron? which comes first? No, yeah, Epic Universe. I'm so excited about. I've only lived here for about 5 years now or so. So, we got to see things like Volcano Bay open. We've gotten to see attractions open, but a whole new park. That's gonna, a whole new resort really with another hotel and everything. That's just gonna be so exciting to watch this progress and lead up to that time where it actually opens and we get to step foot in there. I'm really looking forward to this.
How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm super excited for this too. I think Universal, in my experience, has really been stepping up their game in recent years. And building something from the ground up like that, it seems really ambitious. I hope that the delay didn't cost them too much as far as like the scale of the whole thing goes. But I'm very curious to see what they have in store for guests.
This feels on a smaller scale like Disneyland to Walt Disney World, right? Like you had the landlocked position and then they went and bought all this land. Universal was very stuck in, the space they had to work with. And now they bought a whole bunch of land and can start from the ground up now. It's definitely exciting.
You think Universal now has enough room to hold all their dreams? And all the snark of their Twitter account too?
There's not enough land on Earth for that.
So you're not following Universal Orlando on Twitter. You are missing out. We have a great question here from Hooperman Project. Thank you for your participation today. So I'm sure we don't know if they'll be doing anything at the parks. I'd be surprised. But my real question here, the real reason I'm bringing this up, for both of you, on a scale of 1 to -10, how do you rate the ET ride at Universal?
I'm confused by the scale, but I'll just say I like it.
I know it's bad. It's how bad is it?
I'm going to say 1 if that's the highest one.
Yeah. I'd go with 1.
So you guys like this attraction? Really?
Yeah, definitely like that. It's so classic, and the scene where you are flying over the city. It's awesome. It's so good.
I don't love when we go to the ET planet. I'll say that.
I agree.
Okay, that's half the ride.
I like the first half much more than the
queue is great. I love the way it smells in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
we have that set.
You have the see and
They're
spell
like,
or whatever that is.
No, there's you can buy scents that mind you of the park.
Oh, the scent. I got you.
Yeah. And one of them, yeah. Houday. That's right, Tony Betty. Houday.
Who are they?
I always thought Houday was the Saints. So when you started doing that for the Bengals, I was very confused.
Who dat is the Saints.
So different.
Yeah.
How could I possibly confuse those two? Mac, have you ever done Marvel Day at Sea?
I have not. Oddly enough, I have gotten to experience a Disney Cruise Line ship for Star Wars Day at Sea. I didn't actually go on a cruise. It was a media event. We previewed Star Wars Day at Sea festivities. I have never seen Marvel Day at Sea. No.
Would you like to?
100%. Yes. Actually, you can find on laughingplace.com right now why I would love to see a Marvel Day at Sea cruise.
Oh, you've written that article?
That is up on Laughing Place, yeah.
No, I wish I had known that. I'd come prepared. Give us a quick synopsis of that article. Why would you like to do it?
Oh, man, it's just you're living in the Marvel world for your entire however long the cruise, 4 day, 7 day, however long the cruise is. You're just surrounded by it all the time. So you can really, and this goes back to what I was saying before. Like Marvel is the world outside your window. It's not, you're not being transported to a fantastical world that allows the theming to work here. So you're just going outside your I don't cruise very often, your room, whatever you call it on a cruise. But walking down the hall and there's Spider-Man. It's just like, this is what it would be like if you were living in New York in the Marvel world.
Mike, you have done a Star Wars Day at Sea, right?
Yes, I have.
So I've watched video of both. That Marvel Day at Sea looks really, really. Star Wars looks great. Marvel looks insane. So I hope to be able to do one or both of those someday. One of our new friend Huberman Project is asking about the Disney Wish, which launches this spring or late spring, early summer. So got a cruise booked on there. Looking forward to checking it out. I'm most looking forward to the Star Wars bar on board the Disney Wish, just because I really love the Skyliner Lounge on the cruises that they have now, and this seems like that, but in the Star Wars universe. So I'm pretty excited about that. Thank you, Ben. Launches in June. And Benji with the correction, Marvel.
Yeah.
The world I said, your portal. And now we get to Disneyland Paris, and I feel remiss in that we're having you on this stream instead of Kyle Burbank, because we do not have a VP of Disneyland Paris, but if we did, it would be Kyle Burbank. He watched the live stream press conference for all of their big 30th anniversary announcements. And we're going to talk a bit about some of them right now, like the Gardens of Wonder display, where there will be 10 different themed gardens, 30 new pieces of art, and like each section will be themed to, well, for example, the Garden of Asia will include allusions to Baymax, Mushu, and Sisu. Who is Sisu?
That's the dragon
the
from
titular last dragon.
Yeah.
I really need to see that movie. And you can see these aren't your traditional topiaries, or they're kind of stylized and look pretty cool. So kind of excited about that. Kyle, while you're there in the chat, tell me, what are you most excited about at Paris's 30th? And then this is what I'm really excited about, is they have a drone show for the first time nightly. They did it briefly at Disney Springs, but for the first time nightly, they're going to have a drone show as a part of a pre-show. It's called the Disney Delight pre-show, featuring drone choreography. And it will show the logo up there, along with stuff happening on the castle. 200 drones taking place. Kyle says he is most looking forward to the drone show. Have you guys ever seen a drone show in person?
No, not in person. I was just thinking about it. I watching it during the opening ceremony for the Olympics this past year was really, really awesome, but I can't imagine seeing it in person.
Have you, Mike?
No, I think the one time we tried to watch the Harry Potter show that has a drone element, it was too windy and they weren't running it.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I've never seen one either. Just the concept sounds so cool, because they're close together and they're moving fast. And I mean, the fact that technology is there and that one day they will realize they no longer need us is just so fascinating. And we need to enjoy it while we can, because at some point we can't.
I can never help but think about the programming and all the work that goes on the backside of it. Like that's just such an insane amount of work that people never even think about. And it's just, the precision of all of it is amazing.
Exactly. It is truly amazing. So looking forward to that and it's hard to believe Paris is 30 years old. Oh my goodness. Wow. Were the X-Wing at Galaxy's Edge opening drones? Oh, that's right.
Did they do that here, or was that in Florida only?
You can go to both?
Nope. I did the Anaheim one.
Cheap CEO, I'm just saying. And then another thing that's getting some pretty exciting is some new character costumes. So there's Donald and Daisy. This is again for the 30th anniversary. Get rid of the ad. The competition. Very pretty costumes. Do you guys, either one of you guys, have any particular thing about costumes that makes you want to speak up here?
I mean, I love the Mickey costume.
What do you guys think of the 50th costume, or what do you think of it, Mac?
It's cool. I mean, at this point, it feels like his normal costume. Like, I feel like we've been seeing it for so long now. Even in the art and everything prior to the 50th starting, but it feels pretty normal. So I'm looking forward to a change, despite the fact that we still have a year of the 50th.
How does this one compare to you?
I kind of like this one, but I think it might just be because it's something fresh.
I feel like because it's French, it has the oui français fashion kind of thing going. That
just to be clear, I did say something fresh, not something French.
That's a distinction without a difference. And then the new Minnie costume, who was it designed by? McCartney. I forget her first name.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's gotten some attention out in the world.
Stella McCartney.
Thank you very much. I forgot to grab the picture of that, but Minnie in a nice pantsuit. Again, very cosmopolitan. So we'll see how that goes over. And hopefully our good buddy Kyle will be heading over to Disneyland Paris for the 30th, if they let him in, and can check out all this stuff and get some firsthand reports here on The Place. That's short for Laughing Place. And Mac, have you been to SeaWorld to try Icebreaker yet?
No, I haven't. I did sign up for one of the pass holder previews, but I have not gone yet.
All right. Well, our good friend Tony Betty has been. He's in the chat. So if he wants to give a quick something about it, feel free. But it's the new coaster that's going to be opening soon. They just had their media event. And Tony Betty has a very cool video on our YouTube you can check out. It's kind of a family coaster, right? It's not too intense, Mac?
Yeah, it looks like, I think maybe a step up from a family coaster, but it's also not, it's not anything compared to the other coasters in that park. They have 3 very big coasters. But this looks like a lot of fun. This was, I'll be honest, I wasn't excited about this because going backwards on a coaster, I kind of get hit with motion sickness with that. Like Expedition Everest kind of gets me a little bit, but having watched Tony's video and seeing how it works, it actually looks like a lot of fun. I feel like I could handle that pretty easily, and it looks like a good coaster.
Tony Betty says it's PG rated, some discretion advised. A good rule of thumb is if Tony can ride it, it's not too bad. So and Tony did ride it.
When you say family coaster, I think of things like Barnstormer and
to me, that's a kiddie coaster. I think that is a kiddie coaster. To me, a family coaster is Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay, I would say this still seems like a step up from Big Thunder Mountain to me. Okay. Maybe Tony has a different opinion, but it seems like it's a little bit more intense than Big Thunder.
Tony says fun is the best way to describe it. That's a capital F, capital U, capital N. Make no mistake. Benji, good question. Like Encanto PG or like Airplane PG? I clicked the wrong one, but you know it. I just said it, so I don't have to click it. Donna says she would maybe try it at 67 years old. Donna, I mean, aside from the fact I love you and don't want anything bad to happen to you, we really need our magnets mailed out. So take it easy. Tony says the most thrilling part is the second launch backwards. Okay.
It's definitely unique. There's no coaster that I'm aware of that has quite this profile. So it's definitely a different experience.
Is it unique or is it very unique?
Because I'm here with you, it's very unique.
So let's take a moment since we're here and enjoy this. I wish we had audio. We don't. But this is Tony. When he goes back, we'll show you who everybody is. That's Tony Betty on the right, and Tony Betty on the left, and Chris Rex on the right, the tall one. How well did Chris fit, Tony? Was it a tight squeeze? Chris is what, about 6'5" or something? He's a large man. And here you can see him going backwards. Have you watched this video, Mike?
Yes, I have. I had to make a thumbnail for it.
Okay. You actually watched the video? Wow.
Yeah, I take the best screen cap I can find.
Wow.
This dedication.
This looks so fun. Yeah, that is. I would take the first screen cap I could find. Betty said, Chris is tall and just made the cut. Does it? I don't know what I'm asking. What's the purpose of the backwards?
It's, as far as I know, I mean, it's just to give you a different experience. It's a backwards launch as opposed to a forward launch, and you kind of get that rocking motion before you get over the hill. So it's a very different start to a coaster.
Okay. Tony Betty says, always use the test seat. Yeah, that's good advice in general. I have a lot of test seats that failed me over the years, but I hope that changes. And then this video, if you go check it out, make sure you stay through to the end because there's something about Sierra Mist in there. I don't exactly know what's going on, but you want to check that out. So anyway, anything else in the world of theme parks you guys want to mention? Mike, I know you've been to Disneyland not too long ago. Anything you want to talk about?
Well, we talked after I went to the Dave Smith thing, so that was the last time I was there. I am going tomorrow for Sweethearts Night.
Are you going alone?
No, my wife is
okay.
accompanying me.
That's good. There's something creepy about going to Sweethearts Night alone.
It would be very creepy because, as I've said, last time I went to Sweethearts Night, it was almost kind of eerie that there were almost no children in the park. It's really just couples walking around. So yeah, it would be. I'd feel a little creepy for sure.
I'm excited to hear your coverage and your thoughts on Sweethearts Night because I will be going on the 3rd.
Oh, and are you going alone?
I am not going alone. No, my wife will be with me as well.
Wow. What a great team we have. Mike Celestino's married. Mac is married. Tony Betty's engaged. We believe in family here at Laughing Place. We definitely do. All right. Mac, anything else you wanted to mention happening around the parks in Central Florida?
Yeah, I mean, Universal Mardi Gras is starting this weekend, and I won't be here for it. I'll be happily in Disneyland instead, but I'm looking forward to getting to check it out the following weekend or sometime soon after.
Pretty cool. Now, I know Universal Mardi Gras, they have their musical acts, and Flower and Garden has their musical acts, and it's kind of like comparing some tiny club on Sunset Boulevard to, the Forum or something in terms of the quality of the acts they get. Am I right, Mac?
I mean, sometimes you get some decent names over in Epcot. They do go for big names at Universal though. Like I went actually a few years ago and saw Pitbull there, and that was an experience. The park was definitely packed for that one.
Hi, Mike. Oh, hi, Mike.
And to answer Benji's question in the comments, no, I will not be going on the second Sunday of Mardi Gras. I will be happily at home watching the Super Bowl by myself.
Oh, that's where I didn't even notice he was frozen.
My internet dropped out for like 15 seconds.
Benji's asking the dumbest question so far today. Did Pitbull perform in the Animal Actor stage?
Now I'm trying to fool you into thinking I'm frozen again. I was like,
Donna noticed. I was like, I think Mike is frozen. He's not. I totally did not know. They're like, oh, Mike is happy.
Maybe he was just reading something on the screen or something. I don't know.
All right. If we have nothing further, it's time to play the newest segment of all our shows here on Laughing Place. And if you're not doing this on Marvel Time Mac, you should be. It's called Fun or Just Fact, where we go through some of the comments given throughout the show, and then we give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. Fun, just a fact, not a fun fact. Majority rules. Let's make some decisions here. I have been to 2 Braves games. The Braves lost 1. The Orioles game when the Orioles lost. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
I'm not a sports guy, so I'm not going to say it's fun.
Gio says really likes Mac's head placement. That's always fun.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. If I should be bobbing and weaving, but I'll give it fun.
When we were talking about how this is the first time there's a hotel where you can't have visitors, Kyle said, "What about quarantine hotels?" Quarantining is fun.
That depends on where and who you're with, but yeah, okay.
Kidder, the originator of the fun fact, says, I am currently in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the home of the U of A, which has athletics, including the football team, who lost to Georgia earlier this month in the game in Indianapolis.
Too many words and too many sports.
I enjoyed that game, so yeah. I'll give it
whenever the Crimson Tide gets beat, it's a fun fact. Those Guardians photos were by one Rebecca Mosley, the most beautiful woman in the world. Yes. You guys know how to keep getting paid. All right.
Yeah, and when you're judging my performance filling in today, just keep in mind I was filling in for Jeremiah, not for Rebecca. Those are 2 completely different jobs.
Much lower bar there. Much lower bar. Rocket has not done a meet and greet, but they have had Baby Groot at Hollywood Studios and Grown Groot at DCA. Thank you. That is fun, factual, and useful.
They've had Grown Groot, but no Grogu. Sorry.
Grown Groot, but no Grogu. That's the new Disney tongue twister.
That is hilarious. All right, this goes back to Mac trying to figure out his left from his right. I thought Mac was recreating the goalposts. His kicker split to send them to the Super Bowl. How about that rookie kicker, Mac?
Shooter McPherson.
Shooter McPherson. Going up against the guy who called this shot. If this comes down to kickers, that would be so fun. These are like the two most fun kickers in the league. Huberman Project, macaroni and cheese.
Oh, that's definitely fun.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if there's a fact there, but macaroni and cheese.
Disney Snow Dogs will be released on Disney Plus. I'm sorry, this Friday. It's a 2002 film.
Starring Cuba Gooding Jr., Oscar winner Cuba Gooding Jr.
Hard to believe that that's an Oscar winner, huh? If you see any of his more modern work. Any of his direct-to-video spectaculars. Goofy was designed by Sean Lennon.
I think that's a joke.
This is a joke on McCartney.
Stella McCartney is Paul McCartney's daughter.
Yeah, that's oh, it's his daughter. I thought it was his wife.
No.
Oh, how funny.
As far as I know, that's not correct.
Looking good, gang. Fun, fact, accurate. And finally, Expedition Everest, Disney Animal Kingdom, and Big Early Mountain at a closed Hong Kong Disneyland go backwards. Thank you for that information. All right. Oh, well, that has been another stellar edition of Fun or Just Fact.
Does it go backwards while the park is closed, though? I guess they have to run those rides every once in a while.
Yeah, they probably do.
Well oiled.
That's a good point. And the team lost to LSU, led by who, Mac?
One Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. So, question for you, Mac. Should the Bengals happen to win a Super Bowl in 2 weeks, will there be a cigar dangling from your lips?
I'm not a cigar guy. There will definitely be some champagne being popped. And I'm still unclear on my plans as to how I react to a potential Bengals Super Bowl win. So we'll find out.
Here's one that came in the last minute. Rocket is also the name of the rocket ship in Little Einsteins.
That's the name of the ship? Okay.
If it's Kidder, it must be a fact.
What's Little Einsteins?
I mean, you have to have at least heard the theme song from Little Einstein.
No, I have never heard those two words together before.
There's
going to be a YouTube video in our Slack very soon.
I know Muppet Babies and I know Baby Geniuses.
Well, this is neither of those.
And I know Einstein, the dog from Back to the Future. And
I'm show you a picture. Do you at least
person, and Little Giants with Rick Moranis.
Do you know Rich Little?
Rich Little, the impressionist, yes.
Yeah. And Richie Rich, the rich guy. Rich Gannon, former Raiders quarterback.
We got off on Rich. Rich is not one of the words in Little Einstein.
Bat Gannon, the game they played in that one episode of Lost. You don't recognize this poster at all?
I have no, I've never heard of this.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Got that. Fun fact. Joe Burrow always loses championship games. No, he doesn't. The man has never lost in the playoffs.
What was the third option? We're judging fun or not, but what's the third option for not a fact? How do we do that one?
We call those Benjis. All right. It's a young children. Yeah, it's a young children's show. You'll know. Well, no, probably not. Okay. Mike needs to sit down and watch some preschool TV. That's right. All right, what do we got coming up on Laughing Place? You don't talk about Burrow.
There's going to be a parody of that sometime soon.
I forgot. Oh, very important. Oh, I should have mentioned this. Yeah, the Magic Key month starts tomorrow, right, Mike?
Magic Key.
Is it a month? Is it a period?
Well, I'll be there, so I'll find out.
But I know whatever it's called, it starts tomorrow. You can get like the tumbler, you get the free sunglasses, all that.
Yeah, something else I can take pictures of.
You're a Magic Key holder. I forgot to mention, all you Bengal fans out there, there is exactly one reason why the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, and it is the hype video created by Mike Mack early in the playoffs. So thank him. He created this really awesome hype video. Can it be found any place publicly?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I honestly don't even know my YouTube username because I just use it for fun.
So
but
it's on the official Bengals YouTube channel. Check it out, Mike Mack's hype video, and thank him when the Bengals take home their first Super Bowl title with Ken Anderson and Boomer Esiason crying, and they're going to be doing the icky shuffle, and it's going to be a great moment. So thank you, Mike Celestino, as always.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mac, for filling in at the last moment. Greatly appreciate it. You did a great job for Jeremiah and a less subpar job for Rebecca.
That's fair. That's exactly what I was aiming for. Thanks for having me.
And tomorrow we will have Disney Trivia Live at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Wednesday, this same Mac will be doing Marvel Time. Also tomorrow we have Barely Necessities at 4 p.m. Pacific. So much happening on YouTube on this channel. So make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified when we go live. Thank you again, everyone. And until next time, go Bengals!